Today is Friday the 13th, but the transfer window has been scarier for some teams than others. Welcome back to the channel. It's Fog Football for your transfer SPFL transfer roundup. Are we ready to rock and roll? Aye, we are. There's a lot to get into. The thumbnail, Odsonne Edouard, he's on it because he could be on his way back to Celtic. Cyriel Dessers, the enigma known as Cyriel Dessers, CD9, he could be on his way out of Glasgow, but we'll get into those two guys later on. So let's begin, shall we, with some news that we've pretty much talked about for the past couple of days. Celtic are in the middle of talking to Nordsjælland about 23-year-old Swedish winger Benjamin Nygren. So he could be on his way. That appears to be the guy that Celtic definitely want. And I believe the next video probably about him could be about a bid being accepted, which I think Celtic clearly want him. They've identified him. Sky Sports are now getting on the party. I can trust Sky Sports a hell of a lot more than the likes of Scottish Sun, Daily Record, you know the score. I trust Sky Sports a wee bit more. But yeah, I expect next time fully to be when we're discussing him. But a concrete bid and also probably the actual signing itself. Fabrizio Romano, though, has revealed on Twitter that Imran Demirkan has rejected Rangers, Besiktas and Hoffenheim, and he's went undergone a medical and has agreed a deal with Utrecht. So there you go. And apparently Nielsen Angelo said that he's actually focused on improving his finishing and playing more matches for Anderlecht next season rather than making a move. And Celtic were linked with him, but who knows? The 21-year-old recently helped Ecuador qualify for the World Cup finals. And if you want to see a video hearing us discussing all things World Cup, there was one earlier on today in which we discussed the World Cup in great detail. Every part of the world, apart from Antarctica, man, got a mention. So go check that out. That was rather good. Now, new Hull City boss Sergej Jurakovic could make Westerlo striker Matija Friggin one of his first acquisitions. Now, of course, Rangers were rumoured for a bid, but 8.5 million seems to put Rangers off, and it's put us apparently out of the running. That's according to the Daily Record, and apparently it's going to be Hamburg and Wolves sparring it out back and forth between those teams, and there's more on Igamani, but we talked about Igamani last night. So how about we move in to the meat and tatties of this video, alright, which is Cyriel Dessers and Odsonne Edouard. But we're going to begin with the former, and that is Cyriel Dessers has agreed to leave EK Athens. He has apparently agreed a £30,000 a week deal with AEK Athens, right? Which is good for him. I believe that's pretty much similar. I think that is pretty similar to what he was on at Rangers. Now, according to Ibrox News, this is what they said. Cyriel Dessers verbally agrees 1.5 million Rangers exit deal. I know he's 30, right? He'll be 31 in December. Those stats, that's a fucking shocking return if we only make 1.5 million off Cyriel Dessers. Like, I've bashed him, right? And I don't really want him at the club because he doesn't have what it takes, in my opinion, to get us league titles and shit like that. And he does bottle it in the big moments. But end of the day, guys still score goals. You know, I'd rather him in there over Danilo. Of course I would. I'm sick of repeating that every video, but I feel like I need to repeat that every video. But Athens, apparently they're going to get their man, 30,000 a week for Cyriel Dessers. Now, they're actually taken over by shipping magnate Marios Eliopoulos, and they want to get Cyriel Dessers because he's doing a lot. So it will actually see him earn around 1.8 million euros a year with the former Super League champions. Now, Dessers did cost Rangers 4.5 million, but the reality is with that, I mean, if we only made 1.5 million for it, man, it would actually ridiculous. But according to the Daily Record, now Athens hope to finally agree a price north of 5 million. Yeah, we've got 1.5 million would be ridiculous for Cyriel Dessers. As much as, like, you know, we've all had our wee jokes and we've all buried the guy and said he's pish. Come on, You know, let's all actually look at this. 1.5 million for a guy that finished top goal scorer. You know, he's got a few years left on his contract. I mean, what are we doing here? We're racing our ping pong, my friends. Seriously, needs to be reeled in. Needs to be reeled in pronto. Can't be doing this. Getting rid of a guy for 1.5 million. That sets a dangerous precedent. Of course it does. It would be ridiculous to get rid of him for 1.5 million. I'd go as far as saying, man, it would be. Now, if this was like Danilo, we were selling for 1.5 or 2 million, I'd just have to accept it, just due to the fact that, you know, the guy is pish and he's always injured. As for Dessers, he's got decent numbers despite his frustrations, and that is the enigma about him. But I do want rid of him, so can't really complain overly too much about it. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below, and we'll move on from Cyriel Dessers because I can't really. What the hell, John Cena. John Cena just appeared on my phone there. I was reading some of the good old transfer news. But yeah, for me, if it's 1.5 million, I would tell Athens to go and jump in for my love, jump in. Rangers today also confirmed the departure of Odsonne Edouard from the men's first team coaching staff. It has been mutually agreed for Shari to move on with the best wishes of everyone at Rangers. He was obviously assistant, brought in for Clement. Clement was sacked literally a couple of weeks later. He sat there with Barry in the new Orange Order, and it just felt very, very fucking weird. Weird appointment, an absolute waste of money, and just another bit of proof about how shite this previous board is. But anyway, let's move in to the ending part of this video, as Odsonne Edouard could be on his way back to Celtic. Scott Allen, he delivered a verdict on a potential Celtic return for big Odsonne Edouard. He said it would be fantastic, as he's a fantastic player. Now, in terms of last season in the Premier League, he only played 4 games. He's found himself at Leicester, right? Played 4 games for Leicester City in the Premier League. Not exactly amounting to an awful lot there. But in terms of the Spfl Cup, he made a further 2 appearances there. And it says that, you know what? It says that he made 6 appearances in the. I wonder if he made 2 appearances for Crystal Palace, and that's where that's getting lost in translation. But did not play a lot of minutes last season. His transfer value is down at 8 million. Some of the lowest you'll see. Obviously not capped for France, but I wouldn't expect them to be, because France is a top nation. But yeah, the stats aren't very good for Odsonne Edouard. Far from it. And would he do a job back at Celtic? I think he would. Of course, I think he would. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a guarantee, but what you got to bear in mind, he's only 27. He'll be 28 in January. Now, he has got the award of top goal scorer 3 times. 1 Player of the Year. 4 Scottish Champions Premierships, 3 Scottish Cups, and 4 Scottish League Cups. So he's done it all before at Celtic, but it would have that familiarity about it, wouldn't it, from Odsonne Edouard coming back? You know, under Brendan Rodgers, what would it really do for Celtic fans? Is Odsonne Edouard a guy you'd want back? Would it be cheap? As a guy, you know, he can do a job, absolutely, but he never really lived up to the hype once he left Celtic. I mean, a couple of decent enough seasons at Crystal Palace and shit like that, but for the most part, didn't really work out for the guy, did it? Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. That is it for your SPFL transfer roundup, 13th of June. More news in the next coming days, but tomorrow, is it Saturday 14th? I'm away. I'm away for the night. So Big Stevie, living at large.